Very good morning to everyone. So in today's class, we will see types of spectra. Types of spectra. The spectra is a plural, and spectrum means is a singular word actually. What is a spectrum here? If you pass any light through a prism, and the light can generally, if you take white light, right? Let me take. If you pass white light through this prism, the white light can undergo dispersion. It can split. That we can call simply dispersion. It can split into 7 colors that we know that VIBGYOR colors, and these colors, if you record on photographic plate or one device that is called spectrometer, and this image if we record on the spectrometer, and that image we can call spectrum. White light తీసుకొని if you pass to the prism, and that can give the splitting of light various colors, and all these various colors if we record on the photographic plate or spectrometer or spectrograph, and that image we can call spectrum. So here splitting of this light is called dispersion. Then dispersion antam. And wherever we'll record this spectrum, and that is called spectrograph. ఎక్కడైతే రికార్డ్ చేస్తామో దాన్ని స్పెక్ట్రోగ్రాఫ్ అంటారు. And from where we will pass the light, this is called prism. Okay, these are the some points involved in the spectrum recording process. Let us try it. First, the definition of spectrum. So it is the image recorded when radiant energy passed through the prism. So the image recorded when radiant energy means kind of radiation if you pass it through a prism. So you can note it down other points. The splitting of mainly the white light into 7 colors is called dispersion process. The splitting of white light into 7 colors is called dispersion. Dispersion of white light. And here the device used to record the spectrum is called a spectrometer or spectrograph. The device used to record spectrum is called spectrograph or spectrometer. So these points you should remember about the spectrum. Generally here what we are doing to get the spectrum, we are passing a white light through a prism. From where we are passing, generally we will pass the light from some source, that the light can pass the air, then it enter into the prism, means a solid. When the light pass or when the light travels from one medium to other medium, then some kind of bending nature can take place in case of light. About this we will discuss in detail in the physics, not required much here. Mainly if you pass any light from one medium to the other, let us assume this is the medium air and this is the medium, some denser medium, solid medium or liquid. Then what happens if when you pass the light, it will bend with some angle when enter into the solid, from air to the solid or one phase to the other phase, one medium to the other medium. Again when it come out, again it will bend like this. So this is the property of the light. Now here in case of white light, actually what happens, let us take the clear picture here. If you pass a white light through the prism first, we are here, this is it, in the air medium, we are passing the white light. Then ultimately this is air, this is a prism, nothing but it is a solid. Then light can bend. Again will come out from this prism, means from solid to the again air medium, again the light can bend. But in this process the light can split, white light can split into 7 colors. Again one more point you should remember, the light which is having lower wavelength can bend, means can deviate more angle, and the light which is having higher wavelength can deviate lesser, means lower wavelength lesser deviation and higher wavelength higher deviation. Sorry, I told reverse, lower wavelength more deviation, higher wavelength less deviation, reverse relation. Here two lights, this is lambda 1 and this is lambda 2, we are passing. Let us assume here lambda 1 is less than lambda 2. Okay, the wavelength of lambda 1 is less, then it will bend, it will deviate maximum. Here the angle, if you see theta 1, and here the angle, it will deviate very less. If lambda 1 is less than lambda 2, so which is having lesser wavelength can deviate, you can see here it can deviate maximum, and which is having more wavelength it can deviate very lesser. Means here theta 1 compared to this, theta 1 is less and theta 2 is more angle. And similarly when white light, if you pass through the prism, it can split into 7 colors.
Theta 1 is more angle, sir.
Huh?
Theta 1 ఎక్కువ వస్తుంది.
Then you have to take the angle here. This should be the theta 1 and this should be the theta 2. In that case theta 1 is more than theta 2. I have taken angle here. Anyhow, you know, you understood, right? The light which is having the lower wavelength can bend more than the wavelength which is having more, and vice versa. Lower wavelength, lower wavelength, more deviation. Vice versa. So you can write this statement in a convenient way for you. Generally the light which is having the lower wavelength can deviate more than the higher wavelength, then vice versa. Anyhow, come back to here spectrum. When you pass a white light through a prism, it can split into 7 colors. We know that, Vibgyor colors. VIBGYOR. Here violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, red. Now tell me which is having more energy and which is having less energy, or which is having more wavelength or which is having less wavelength. In the electromagnetic spectrum we have discussed that violet, it is having less wavelength. This is assume lambda VIBGYOR is less than, and lambda indigo, wavelength of blue, then wavelength of yellow, and wavelength of orange, and wavelength of red. So red color is having more wavelength, nothing but less energy, and violet, it is having less wavelength, means more energy. We know that which is having the lesser wavelength can deviate more. So if the light split like this, the 7 colors. So here in the bottom part you can see the violet color, then indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, red. So you can see the spectrum like this. Always violet can in the bottom part and red on the top part. Why? Because red, it is having the more wavelength, it can deviate lesser angle, and violet, it is having the lesser wavelength, it can deviate maximum. And this is a VIBGYOR spectrum. And you can see the best example for the splitting of white light, the rainbow colors. I think you have seen this, right? Rainbow color. So here all the colors in the rainbow, you can see they will merge with each other. You cannot see separately violet, and you cannot see separately indigo or blue, green. We cannot see separate, right? So they can merge one to other. You cannot. There is no gap between the violet and indigo. So they will completely merge with each other. So that type of spectrum we can call continuous spectrum. Again, we can classify. Here the topic is the types of spectrum. So we have mainly continuous spectrum, discontinuous spectrum, and then after we have emission spectrum and absorption spectrum, and also we have the line spectrum, band spectrum, various classifications. All these classifications we will see one by one. So first of all, here this VIBGYOR color or the white light, if passed the prism, it will give this VIBGYOR. This is an example for continuous spectrum. Here all lights or all colors or all wavelength, they can merge to each other. In case of discontinuous spectrum, you can see all colors individual, separately with a perfect distinct colors you can observe. That is called discontinuous spectrum, and this is a continuous spectrum. Best example for continuous spectrum, the splitting of white light. You can give that VIBGYOR colors. You can write the definition here mainly. Continuous and discontinuous spectrums.
Sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Sir?
So we'll see the continuous spectrum. The best example, white light, mainly it will available from the sunlight. So the spectrum formed by the sunlight is an example for continuous spectrum. In that case, all colors can merge to each other. You can write the spectrum of sunlight. Where one color merges into other. Another color. And without any gap. You cannot see any gap between the colors. And the type of spectrum we can call continuous. Best example, you can take rainbow, continuous spectrum. and also the light radiation emitted from the incandescent object. This is one example. We can take the other example for continuous spectrum. Light emitted from hot body, that is called incandescent solid. Means just if we heat any body, it emits some radiation that we can call incandescence, or simply from hot body.
Sir, incandescent means what, sir?
So hot, if we heat some any object, it can emit radiation, right?
Yes, sir.
That we can.
Yes, sir.
That is a continuous spectrum. Second one, discontinuous spectrum. In case of discontinuous spectrum, we can see distinct colors. There is a gap between the ear without any gap. For example, if you see WebGR, no gap. But in case of discontinuous, you can see a clear picture of individually violet, individually indigo, blue, and so on. That is called discontinuous spectrum. Quite opposite to the continuous spectrum. You can write the definition here. The spectrum having distinct and well-defined lines. With some gap, and that is called discontinuous spectrum. Here discontinuous spectrum, again two types, mainly absorption spectrum and emission spectrum. It is two types, no? It is absorption spectrum and emission spectrum. What is absorption spectrum? So both are discontinuous only. And what is absorption? Let us take an object. Any molecule, it has various number of atoms and they contains electrons. And if you pass some light, for example, let us assume here we are passing some white light. Then when you pass some light to the object, some of the radiations can be absorbed by that object and the remaining lights can be transmitted. Right? Some may be absorbed and some may be transmitted. Then if this transmitted light, and if you record their spectrum and the spectrograph, and that spectrum we can call absorption spectrum. Again you take a spectrograph and now you record the spectrum of this transmitted light. Then we can found that here you can see some distinct colors. Why? Because in case of this absorption spectrum, for example, we are passing some white light with GR. Then what happens here? Some of the radiations can be absorbed, right? Which can absorb. So here in the object we have the atoms. They are having electrons. The electrons can will take up some energy and they'll go to the high energy level. In the photoelectric effect, we have studied that the electron which is when you fall some light on the metal surface and with sufficient energy, then electron can eject. Similarly, the wavelength which is suitable that electron, and those wavelengths can be absorbed by the electrons and they will excite and they go to the higher energy level. If you see actually the original structure of atom, you have the nucleus here and around the electrons. And if you pass some light through this, and this electron can absorb some of the light. When it will falls light with a suitable wavelength, then it will go to the higher energy level. And if the wavelength is not suitable, then the electron cannot absorb, then that light can be transmitted. So in this case, let us assume we have indigo and some green and some orange. These are having some suitable frequencies or suitable wavelengths to eject the electrons, to undergo some transition between the various energy levels. Then what happens? These colors can be absorbed by this object and it can emit the remaining colors. What colors it can emit? It can emit violet color, it can emit a blue color, and it can emit a green. Green cannot. Green already absorbed by this, and these three colors, let us assume, absorbed by this object. Then violet, blue, it can emit yellow color, and it can emit a red color. Like this. These colors can be emitted. And whatever these are the transmitted. So you can see these colors, this kind of spectrum. Here violet line you can see, blue line you can see, and yellow line you can see, and red line you can see. But you cannot see in between. In between what happens? Some gap. So there you can see some gap. Means you can see here black lines. And in this region also you can see black line. Here also you can see black line. Why? Because there is no radiation. So that can give some dark lines. And if this photo, if you take a bright background of spectrograph, you can see some of the dark lines on the spectrograph. And this kind of spectrum we can call absorption spectrum. The spectrum is recorded by the transmitted light. So the lines which are the radiation, the wavelengths which are absorbed by the object, they can give the dark lines. So in case of absorption spectrum, we can see dark lines over the background of bright background. Manaku bright background lo dark lines kanipistayi. That is called absorption spectrum. And similarly, emission spectrum. In case of emission spectrum, what happens? Anyhow, some of the lights here, indigo, green, orange, they are absorbed by the substance. Then after that, whenever this electron excites after absorption of energy, and again it cannot be stable at high energy levels, it will come back. While coming back to the original ground state, it emits the radiation. Again, the radiation, if you record the spectrum of this radiation by using that spectrometer, again you can see one kind of spectrum. That spectrum here we can call emission spectrum. Why? Because we are recording the spectrum by the radiation, emitted radiation. So the spectrum recorded by emitted radiation is called emission spectrum. In this case, what we can see, previous case, in case of absorption, here we have seen some dark lines. But here we can see that indigo, green, orange, bright lines you can observe on the dark background. Again, if you take the dark background of spectrograph, you can see clearly the bright lines. So whichever absorbed by the substance, later they can emit. Initially they are observed, only transmitted light contains the remaining lights, but after emission, in case of emission, now in the emitted radiation, there is no violet, there is no blue, there is no yellow, and there is no red color. What we have? We have only the indigo, green, orange colors only. Now they can give some bright lights. So now if you take some dark background, so over the dark background you can see these bright lights, and that type of spectrum we can call emission spectrum. Simply, if the recorded the spectrum recorded by the transmitted radiation is called absorption spectrum. The spectrum recorded by the emission radiation is called emission spectrum. But in case of absorption spectrum, you can see dark lines over the bright background. In case of emission spectrum, you can see bright lines over the dark background. Just quite reverse. These two are comes under discontinuous spectrum. So these lines, these colors are not merged to each other. So we can see a distinct colors. Some gap will be there between the various colors. Understood now? See, now you can see the clear picture of all types of spectrum. So continuous spectrum and emission absorption. Here the first one. So this one continuous spectrum. You can see here all colors. Almost they are made. Your violet color, blue color. See, they are merged to each other. Can you see any gap between these two colors? And here green and red and here orange, red. There is no gap between these all colors. They are merged one to each other. So it is called continuous spectrum. And these two comes under discontinuous. You can see completely in case of emission lines, means the first one is emission spectrum. They are completely black background. There's a dark background you have. Over this dark background, somewhere we have the lines, distinct lines, clearly visible. This is violet here, here blue color, here green color, here red color. The remaining part is completely disappeared. Means that part is already transmitted. In case of absorption spectrum, you can see all lines. Anyhow, the remaining, the background you see that almost look like the merged part, but somewhere you can see some gaps with the black lines or these dark lines, and these dark lines are due to the these at this region, and this wavelength part absorbed, and this wavelength absorbed, and this wavelength absorbed, and this wavelength absorbed by the molecule. The remaining light is transmitted. The transmitted light can give this remaining part. Okay, so whatever, wherever you see these dark lines, and these dark lines indicates that this part of wavelength is absorbed by the substance. After that, after absorption of these light, so they can emit. Emitted radiation, so wherever the light is absent, again you can see that particular light color here. Here red color, and here green color, here blue color, here violet, like this. So they are quite opposite. Absorption spectrum, emission spectrum, quite opposite. Initially, whichever case the lines are absent, that we can see in the emission spectrum. So now you can write the definitions for these spectrums. First one, absorption spectrum. This comes under discontinuous spectrum, and further classification. First one, absorption spectrum. What is that? The spectrum produced by the transmitted light. Transmitted light after absorption of radiation. After absorption of radiation. That is called absorption spectrum. There is mainly the excitation of electrons in a substance. Why, when we will get, this is due to the excitation of electrons. Whatever the part absorbed by the substance, then the electron can excite, that part can be absent, the remaining part you can see. So here, excitation of electrons in a substance. It's called absorption spectrum. Second one, and here one point you should remember, in case of absorption spectrum, you can see the dark lines and the bright background. This point also very, very important. It contains dark lines and the bright background. In case of emission, it is a reverse. Second one, emission spectrum. What is the emission spectrum? The spectrum produced by the emission of radiation. The spectrum the spectrum produced by the emission of radiation or emitted radiation. So this emitted radiation is due to the de-excitation of electrons. Ela possible avutundi due to the de-excitation of electrons. When electron de-excite, it emits the radiation. That radiation only will record the spectrum. De-excitation of electrons in a substance causes this emission spectrum. So here, quite opposite to that, you can see in case of emission spectrum, bright lines on the dark background. It contains bright lines. On the dark background. Emission spectrum. Again, this emission spectrum, we have the further two types now. One is the line spectrum, one is the band spectrum. Other classifications of spectrums here. Line spectrum, and band spectrum. So in case of line spectrum, if you see distinct and clearly visible sharp lines, then that kind of spectrum we can call line spectrum. Both are emission spectrums only. We can see clear, distinct sharp lines like this. Then that kind of spectrum we can call line spectrum. But in case of band spectrum, sometimes all the lines, they will merge each other. Various lines they will merge and they will form a kind of the band. Again, various lines they will merge each other and they can form one band. This is called band. Like this, we can see various bands in the spectrum, and that is called band spectrum. Generally, line spectrum is possible for the atoms when electron will undergo excitation, electron transition from one energy level to other energy level. Then we can observe this line spectrum for one atom. But band spectrum mainly we can observe for molecules. That is mainly due to the vibrations of the atoms in a molecule or transitions of the translation energy or vibration energy of the atoms. They can form the band spectrums. So here line spectrum can be found with this point. You should remember line spectrum due to the atoms, band spectrum due to the molecules. You write these points here. Line spectrum. It has a sharp distinct well defined lines. So like this individual lines you can see, and here in case of band spectrum it has many closed lines. So many lines they present very close to each other, always they almost they'll merge. It has many closed lines. So all these closed lines together we can see as a band. And when this line spectrum is possible, mainly to the transition of electrons. The line spectrum is happened, it is due to the transition of electrons between energy levels. In an atom. And here you can see this band spectrum. It is due to the vibrational and rotational changes of atoms. It is due to vibrational and rotational changes. Atoms in a molecule. So line spectrum mainly given by example for line spectrum, the inert gases, they are monoatomic in state, metal vapors, and mainly atoms. This can produce the line spectrum, and here hot metals. Hot metals means they contain huge number of atoms and molecules. Hot metals and molecules can produce the band spectrum. These 3 points you should remember for both line spectrum and band spectrum. Line spectrum it has a sharp, distinct, well-defined lines, whereas the band spectrum case very many close lines together, kind of a band. Here atoms, there molecules. So here one of the important line spectrum of atoms, hydrogen spectrum. We will discuss that hydrogen spectrum later.